You woke up feeling okay, maybe even refreshed. You had your breakfast, a bowl of fruit, maybe a smoothie, something light, something healthy. But by 10 a.m., your legs feel heavy. Your knees start to ache. You feel a strange fog behind your eyes. And you're not sure why. You didn't run a marathon. You didn't overdo it. So why does your body feel like it's already run out of fuel? Here's the truth no one talks about. Not all fruit is friendly after 60. And some of the healthiest ones may be silently draining your energy and inflaming your joints. Yes, the very fruits you've been told your whole life were good for you might now be working against you. Because as we age, everything changes. Your blood sugar becomes more sensitive. Your metabolism slows. And inflammation? It becomes easier to trigger and harder to control. That's why today's video is so important. Because we're about to uncover 5 common fruits that seem innocent, even nutritious, but may be silently sabotaging your strength, your balance, and your mobility. By the end of this video, you'll know which fruits to cut back on or eat smarter, how they may be affecting your joints and energy, and what to eat instead to stay light on your feet, steady in your walk, and clear in your mind. This isn't about fear. It's about freedom. The freedom to choose foods that support the life you want to keep living. So let's begin. And the first fruit on our list might be sitting in your kitchen right now. Grapes, the sweet trap in disguise. They're bite-sized. They're refreshing. They sit so innocently in a bowl on the counter ready to snack, ready to help. And if you're like most seniors, grapes feel like a safe choice. Not candy, not cake, just nature's dessert, right? But here's the part no one tells you. A single cup of grapes has nearly the same sugar as a full-size candy bar. And unlike candy, most people don't stop at a few. They keep popping them in while watching TV, chatting on the phone, even reading. It feels light, easy, harmless, until your knees start to ache again, until your energy drops mid-morning, until you feel a heaviness in your legs that you just can't explain. Let's talk science. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at handling sugar, even natural sugars. Your insulin response slows. That means sugar lingers longer in your blood, creating spikes and then crashes. So what starts as a light snack becomes a roller coaster. Your energy jumps, then plummets. Your legs feel strong, then suddenly weak. Your mind feels sharp, then foggy again by lunch. And it's not just about energy. Sugar triggers the release of cytokines, inflammatory messengers that tell your immune system to attack. And where do they attack first? Your most vulnerable joints, knees, hips, ankles. That stiffness in the morning? That nagging pain when you get up from a chair? It might not be your age. It might be your grapes. And there's one more layer: preservatives. Unless you buy organic, store-bought grapes are often treated with sulfites used to preserve color and freshness. But sulfites can cause inflammation, headaches, even muscle fatigue in sensitive individuals. A healthy snack becomes a hidden trigger. Now let me tell you about Margaret. She's 72, lives alone, and always kept a bowl of grapes on her kitchen table. She believed it helped her stay off processed snacks. But she was exhausted every afternoon, and her knees ached like clockwork. After seeing a video like this, she paused her grape habit for just 2 weeks. She swapped them for berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. Within 10 days, she noticed the difference. Her joints felt lighter. She didn't need that afternoon nap. And she felt steadier, climbing the stairs to her porch. It wasn't magic. It was metabolism. So what's the takeaway? You don't have to ban grapes forever, but you do need to be smart. Limit the portion just 10-12 grapes, not handfuls. Never eat grapes alone. Pair them with protein or fat, like walnuts or plain yogurt. Choose organic when possible to avoid sulfites. Or better yet, swap them for berries lower in sugar, higher in antioxidants, and kinder to aging joints, because the goal isn't to fear fruit. It's to choose what works for your body today, not the one you had at 30. And if grapes are the sweet trap, the next fruit might be even more deceiving. It's soft, it's smooth, and it's been sitting on your breakfast plate for decades. Let's talk about bananas. Bananas, the energy spike that steals your strength. It's one of the first foods we learn to eat. Soft, gentle, easy to chew. A comfort food that never needed a knife or a plate. And for many people over 60, bananas feel like the perfect breakfast. No prep, no mess, just peel and eat. They seem friendly to the stomach, full of potassium, and good for your heart. But here's the truth. That morning, banana may be doing more harm than good. Especially if you're eating it alone. Especially if you're eating it first thing in the morning. Let's talk about the glycemic index, the rate at which food raises your blood sugar. Ripe bananas, they're high on the list. And overripe bananas, they're even worse. That means they send sugar surging through your bloodstream almost instantly. You might feel a brief energy buzz, but it's followed by an equally fast crash. What does that crash feel like? Mid-morning fatigue, mental fog, heaviness in your legs, mood dips, even irritability. Sound familiar? After 60, your body doesn't regulate sugar the way it used to. Your insulin response slows. Your blood sugar becomes more volatile. And those spikes and drops start to affect more than just your energy. They begin to impact your joints, your focus, even your balance. And there's another layer. Bananas contain tyramine, a naturally occurring compound. In some people, especially those with arthritis or inflammation, tyramine can trigger joint stiffness, headaches, fluctuations in blood pressure. One banana might not do it, but if it's your daily breakfast, the pattern builds. And here's where most seniors go wrong. They eat bananas alone. No protein, no fat, no fiber. Just banana, yaoon, coffee, equals sugar spike, yaoon, caffeine jolt. Let me tell you about Joe. He's 68 and used to start every day with a banana and orange juice. He thought he was fueling his body with vitamins. But every morning, around 10:30, he felt the same. Tired, unsteady, a little dizzy when standing. After watching a video like this, he made one change. He replaced his banana breakfast with half a banana, jiaoan, a boiled egg jiaoan, a few almonds. Within a week, he noticed the difference. His energy didn't crash, his knees didn't ache by noon, and he stopped needing a nap before lunch. So what's the smarter way to enjoy bananas? Eat half a banana instead of a whole one. Pair it with fat or protein like nut butter, plain Greek yogurt, or seeds. Avoid eating bananas on an empty stomach. And if you're sensitive to blood sugar swings or joint pain, consider lower glycemic fruits like kiwi, pear, with skin, or green apple slices. Because yes, bananas do contain potassium, but so do avocados, spinach, and beans without the sugar crash. And at this stage of life, you need more than fast fuel. You need steady energy. You need joints that don't rebel after breakfast. You need a body that supports the pace you want to live at. Bananas aren't bad, but they're not always best. Especially when your mornings deserve better. And if bananas are the energy thief in disguise, the next fruit might be even sneakier. It's exotic, it's juicy, and it's silently flooding your joints with inflammation. Let's talk about mangoes. Mangoes, the tropical delight that's fueling joint pain. It tastes like sunshine. Golden, soft, sweet mangoes are the fruit that feels like a vacation. And for many seniors, they feel like a healthy reward. High in vitamin C, antioxidants, and fiber. What could go wrong? Plenty, if you're over 60. Because behind that rich flavor is a hidden storm of natural sugar and inflammation. Let's start with fructose, the dominant sugar in mangoes. Unlike glucose, which is used directly by your cells, fructose has to be processed by your liver. And here's the issue. As we age, our liver becomes less efficient. Our ability to process fructose drops, and that means more of it gets converted into uric acid, a known trigger for joint inflammation, gout, and chronic stiffness. If your knees have been aching, if your ankles swell by evening, and you've been sipping mango smoothies thinking they're clean and healthy, this might be your wake-up call. Let me explain with real numbers. A single mango contains 45 grams of sugar, almost as much as a soda. Blend it into a smoothie, you've just dumped rocket fuel into your bloodstream. Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes, and the inflammation begins to rise. But it's not just about sugar. The portion distortion with mangoes is a big trap. They're so tasty, so easy to eat, that you rarely stop at a few bites. And when you overdo it, the fructose load overwhelms your system, leading to that dreaded cycle. Sluggish legs, puffy joints, afternoon crashes, evening aches. Linda, 66, was proud of her healthy smoothie routine. Mango, almond milk, a scoop of protein. But after drinking it daily, she noticed her legs felt heavier. Her afternoon walks became slower, more tiring. A nutritionist helped her tweak the recipe. She swapped mango for a few slices of green apple, added spinach and chia seeds, and cut the portion of fruit by half. Within 10 days, her afternoon energy returned. Her ankles stopped swelling, and walking her dog became joyful again. It wasn't about cutting out fruit. It was about cutting through the illusion. So how do you enjoy mangoes without hurting your joints? Here's the smarter way. Treat mango as a treat, not a daily staple. Eat only a few slices, not a full mango. Pair it with a source of protein or fiber to slow sugar absorption. Never eat it on an empty stomach. Try alternatives like papaya or kiwi, lower in fructose but still tropical and satisfying. Because mangoes aren't evil. But after 60, your body needs smarter rhythms, not sugar bombs in disguise. You've worked too hard to be held back by inflammation, by silent spikes and hidden crashes. And if mangoes are the tropical trap, the next fruit might be the hydration hero that's secretly making your joints swell. It's red, juicy, and over 90% water. But don't let that fool you. Let's talk about watermelon. Watermelon, the hydrating illusion that's draining your joints. It looks harmless, juicy, light, over 90% water. The perfect fruit for hot days, tired bodies, and gentle snacking. And for many people over 60, watermelon becomes a summer routine. A bowl after lunch, a few cubes in the afternoon, maybe a late-night bite straight from the fridge. But what if that sweet, watery fruit is the reason your joints feel stiff the next morning? What if that refreshing snack is actually flooding your body with sugar and silently igniting inflammation? Let's pull back the curtain. Despite its high water content, Watermelon has a very high glycemic index. That means it sends sugar into your bloodstream fast, almost as fast as candy. And when you're over 60, your insulin response is slower, your blood sugar recovery is weaker, and that harmless spike turns into a full-body crash. Here's what that crash feels like. A strange tightness in your knees, a sudden fatigue after eating, a bloated belly, and legs that feel heavier by evening. You might think, it's just the heat. Maybe I'm dehydrated. But sometimes, it's the watermelon. There's more. Watermelon contains a group of compounds called FODMAPs, short-chain carbs that some people, especially over 60, struggle to digest properly. If you've ever felt bloated, gassy, or uncomfortable after eating fruit, FODMAPs could be the culprit. And when your gut is inflamed, it doesn't stay there. The inflammation spills over into your bloodstream, into your joints, into your mood. That's how a bowl of watermelon turns into swollen ankles, tight hips, or an achy back a few hours later. Let me tell you about Harold. He's 71. He used to keep a big bowl of watermelon in the fridge every summer. Every afternoon, he'd fill up a cereal bowl and enjoy it in front of the fan. But by 7 p.m., his legs felt sore. His walk with the dog felt heavier. He thought it was just age catching up. After watching a video like this, he made a simple switch. He replaced his bowl of watermelon with a cucumber and avocado salad. Still refreshing, still hydrating. But this time, no sugar spike, no crash, no stiffness by sunset. In 2 weeks, Harold said he didn't feel 71 anymore. He felt balanced, clear-headed, comfortable. So what's the smart way to handle watermelon? Eat it sparingly, no more than half a cup at a time. Never eat it on an empty stomach. Pair it with a fat or protein like a few pumpkin seeds or a slice of turkey. Avoid eating it late at night. It can disrupt sleep and increase overnight inflammation. And if you're sensitive to FODMAPs or have digestive issues, consider replacing it with coconut water, celery, or cucumber slices. Because hydration should heal you, not leave you feeling swollen, sleepy, or sluggish. And watermelon isn't bad. But like so many things after 60, it needs boundaries. Your body deserves consistency. Not roller coasters, not surprise crashes, not hidden inflammation. And if watermelon is the hydrating illusion, the next one is even sneakier. It's small, it's chewy, and it's probably hiding in your pantry right now. Let's talk about dried fruit. Dried fruit, the tiny snack that's silently wrecking your joints. It feels like a smart choice. A handful of raisins instead of candy. A few dried cranberries on your salad. A few prunes for digestion. And for seniors trying to eat cleaner, dried fruits are everywhere. In trail mixes, energy bars, little jars by the recliner. They seem like nature's candy, but in a good way. But here's the hard truth. Dried fruits are sugar bombs in disguise. And if you're over 60, they might be working directly against your energy, your digestion, and especially your joints. Let's unpack it. When fruit is dried, the water is removed. What's left is a dense, chewy, concentrated version with the sugar still inside. Only now, it's compressed into a much smaller space. That handful of dried apricots? It might contain as much sugar as a full candy bar, except you feel good eating it, so you go back for more. And if you're not watching portions, those sugars add up fast, triggering insulin spikes, inflammation, and deep fatigue that settles in your muscles and bones. But sugar isn't the only problem. Commercial dried fruits are often treated with preservatives, especially sulfites. These chemicals are used to preserve color and shelf life, but they've been linked to joint pain, headaches, muscle tightness, and inflammatory flare-ups in people over 60. If you've got arthritis, sensitive digestion, or feel puffy in the evenings, sulfites might be sneaking in under the radar. Let's talk about Betty. She's 69, used to be a nurse. She swapped out cookies for a mason jar of dried cranberries next to her chair. She'd snack while watching TV, reading, folding laundry. She was proud, no more junk food. But her knees kept swelling. And by 8 p.m., she always needed pain cream and a heating pad. It didn't add up until she realized she was eating the sugar equivalent of 3 bananas a day just from dried fruit. Betty made one change. She replaced her jar with fresh apple slices and a handful of walnuts. Same idea, sweet yaon, crunch. But now, no sugar crash, no inflammation flare. And she said her legs stopped feeling like anchors. So what's the smarter path? Choose fresh over dried whenever possible. If you do eat dried fruit, pick unsweetened, organic options. Keep portions tiny, a tablespoon, not a handful. Always pair dried fruit with fat or protein to blunt sugar impact. And always drink water. When eating dried fruit, your body needs help processing that sugar load. Because without water, dried fruit is like throwing sand into your engine. It clogs your system, spikes your blood, and leaves your joints aching for mercy. Dried fruit isn't evil, but it's deceptively powerful, and aging bodies feel the impact faster. You're not just snacking. You're sending a message to your blood vessels, your knees, and your energy levels. And you deserve better. Now that we've uncovered all 5 fruits, let's bring it all together with one simple truth. Because what's on your plate could be what's holding you back. You've spent your life trying to eat better, move more, and take care of the body that carries you. But sometimes, the things we thought were healthy are the very things slowing us down. Grapes, bananas, mangoes, watermelon, and dried fruit. Each one looks innocent. Each one has a reputation for being good for you. But after 60, your body plays by different rules. Your metabolism slows. Your joints grow more sensitive. And sugar, even the natural kind, hits harder. The good news? You're not stuck. You don't need a radical diet. You just need clarity. And small shifts, the kind that support your joints, your energy, and your independence. So here's your quiet power. You now know what to adjust. And with every bite, you get to choose. Am I feeding inflammation or fighting it? Am I spiking my energy or sustaining it? Am I honoring my age or ignoring what my body's telling me? If this video gave you even one insight, one moment of that explains it, please like this video, subscribe to Golden Years Wellness, and share this with someone who snacks on fruit but feels more tired than they should. Because we're not here just to grow older. We're here to move with clarity, with strength, with joy. And in the next video, we'll dive into something even more surprising. The 4 best fruits for joint health and how to eat them right. You're not giving anything up. You're giving yourself a chance to feel better, one smart choice at a time. Stay strong. Stay curious. And as always, take care of yourself.